I've discussed real estate in many different ways. I've explained many parts of the scam and things that just don't make sense to me, which I'm still waiting for answers for, but no one seems to have any answers. So let me explain this part because some people just don't understand it. I've already explained to you how real estate is just you paying for space. If your space isn't getting any bigger, I'm not sure why the price is going up, especially on a yearly basis. But that's a different part. This is part of that, but not part of that. Here's the thing. Real estate doesn't go up in value. It goes up in price. There is a difference. See, when you buy a home, let's say you buy a home for $100,000, and a few years down the line, you sell it for $300,000. You did not make a $200,000 profit. See, you have to add up all the money that you've spent on that home, the mortgage, the principal and interest, the insurance, the taxes, the renovations, the everyday upkeep, the utilities. All of this stuff has to get added onto it because this is everything that you spent on the house. Now, the reason you don't feel it is because it happened over a period of time. So you don't notice the money being spent. So you have to take all that money that you spent on the house, plus what you paid for the house, then subtract that from what you sold the house for, and that number gets a lot smaller, and that's your actual profit. Now, here's why I say it doesn't go up in value, just in price. Because all of the other real estate around you also went up in price. So if you were to take the money that you actually made from selling that house, you could live comfortably, but you'd have to downsize. You could stay in the same type of neighborhood you've been in, but that would be a lateral move and would make absolutely no sense. And if you wanted to go to a better neighborhood, then you pretty much would start the process all over again. So, I'll say it again. If all neighborhoods were good neighborhoods, then real estate would be worthless, both financially and politically. Because as I've already explained, real estate actually is designed to divide people by wealth, by race, by class. And you might say, well, that's not true. People can live where, can they really live wherever they feel like? Let's think about that for a second. Can they? You live where you can afford to live. You live where you're comfortable. And a lot of times those two things don't click together. Now, I've asked around, and a lot of people are happy where they are. But there are a lot of people out there who would love to live somewhere else, but can't afford it. Isn't that some wild shit? Think about that for a second. Human beings staking claim to something they claim God owns. Think about that. Because there's also a religious side to this. You don't believe me? Do you realize that mankind literally paved paradise and put up a parking lot for your convenience? What song is that from? Is that that's the Counting Crows, right? I think that's the Counting Crows. Pave paradise and put up a parking. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is basically what happened. You know. And then some people cut out a huge section for themselves. I'm sure that's what God wanted. You know, when God built this place that we know as Earth, I'm sure that that's what God wanted, was for you to, you know, destroy his creation in order to benefit yourself so selfishly. It makes perfect sense. Anyway, forget the religious part of this. This is how real estate works. Now, a lot of landlords have learned this the hard way, and they'll buy up properties and houses and then realize that they are actually paying money to upkeep this place, and it's not just about collecting rent. Now, you might say, well, I'm full of shit. A lot of people make a whole lot of money off of real estate. And this is 100% true. A lot of people out there make a whole lot of money off of real estate. But let's think about who those people are exactly. Are these the people that hold on to the property? Or are these the people who buy it dirt cheap and then get rid of it as fast as possible without spending as much as they can on it? As little as they can on it. Sorry. Think about it. When you buy a house, how many people are in on that deal before you get your house? I mean, one problem with real estate are investors. They buy a property, fix it up the value. They cut their costs and everything into it, and they make their profits. But if you were to buy that property from the bank, have them add on whatever it would cost to fix up the place, you'd end up buying that house a lot cheaper and cutting out that middleman. Real estate people hate me when I explain these things. And that's fine. Go ahead and hate me. It doesn't make it any less true. But everybody, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, because clearly it's working out for so many of you out there. So good luck with everything.